Alright, this is a little thing. If I mispronounce her name, I'm sorry. Fernanda Fidel. She asked me to talk about relationships, and she has a set of questions she wanted me to answer. Alright. Um, is love in my relationships? Yes, there should be love in every relationship, even though there isn't. There are very different relationships out there. Some relationships are just about sex, some are just about having someone with you, not wanting to feel alone. Whenever I have a relationship, I want there to be love. I mean, I might not be in love, but there needs to be love. Because if there isn't any kind of love, then there is not a relationship. If you care, then yeah, that could be a somewhat alright relationship, but I don't think so. Um, the distance between people, alright, distance love is reality. Why do I think that? People that have long distance relationships, yes, it is sometimes real, but mostly you just, if you don't meet the person before you do the long distance relationship, it usually doesn't work unless you put a lot of work into it, because A, you don't know the person personally, B, you can't really trust them as much because you don't know who they are. Yeah, you can talk to them for hours, but you might not know who they are. Um but yeah, it, there is love in long distance relationships. What do I think about age difference in love? Age difference in love, it just depends on how old you are, because I've seen some people go out with a 16-year-old and they're 25. That's wrong, because they did not give that person enough time to mature and understand a relationship. Because a 25-year-old, they are fully matured. 16-year-old is going through puberty. They are going through problems at school, drama at school. They are going through so many problems at home. Like, that is something that should not happen because they are too young. But when you are fully matured, you can go out with any age you want as long as there is love in it. I understand it. I mean, you should wait. Uh, that's another question. Anyways, um, does sex play a role in a relationship? Yes and no. Some people might not want sex. Some people might just view sex as making a baby. But I mean, it plays a role for me. I mean, not all the time, because I mean, if I'm dating a girl and it's like 3 months and I haven't had sex, I might want sex, and I mean, if she doesn't give it to me, then that's okay. I'll respect her. If she doesn't want to have sex yet, I will respect her, because that's what a relationship is, respect. um, do you think the children will change your relationship? If you are mature enough to have a child, then it will change the relationship. But a child will always change it. Always. It brings more responsibility into the parents' lives, and if you're not old enough to have a baby, yet you do, then that person needs to mature and have responsibility for their actions, because that is a life. They are taking care of a life. It does and will always change the relationship. Um, do you think it's been running the concept of marriage. Um, Marriage is very sketchy nowadays. I mean, especially in the United States, because the divorce rate is terrible. It has risen so much over the past years, and people just don't understand marriage because they don't give themselves enough time to fully allow themselves to understand the other person. Because 2 3 years down the line, they're happily married, but something changes within one person and the other person just can't handle it. That happens all the time. So, I mean, people just, they don't understand marriage. And if you're going to get married, you need to understand it is a full responsibility, just like a child, because you are going to be with someone for the rest of your life. If you don't want to, don't even start, because it's dumb. If you want, it's dumb to get divorced. I mean, unless you really don't care about that person, but you should have taken enough time to understand, will I be with this person for the rest of my life? Um, what would the perfect relationship be? Um, Truth is, there is no perfect relationship, and there will never be, because there are so many different personalities in the world that people would be. It would just. It's almost like a miracle someone's like perfect together. But there's a lot of different things that people don't take into account for a perfect relationship. Personality, what they want, what they need, what they crave. I mean, there one person might want this to happen, but the other person doesn't do it. The other person wants sex all the time, but the other person doesn't want to have sex all the time, only sometimes. I mean, there's so many variables that there is no perfect relationship. You can be happy, but I mean, you're going to have ups and downs. That's a relationship. And people have to understand that. So that's it. I hope I didn't sound completely idiotic, but yeah, that's it. Peace.